Hi students, good morning to one and all. Today we are discussing third unit second part, that is backtracking general method. Today we are discussing backtracking general method. What is exactly backtracking? Backtracking, it is one of the most general algorithm design technique. In this concept, it is very most important general algorithm design technique. So here we see many problems in backtracking which deal with searching for a set of solutions. We need to searching for a set of solutions or for a optimal solution. Optimal solution, we want to search for the best and most favorable solution for satisfying some constraints, for satisfying some conditions. It can be solved by using the backtracking formulation. So in this concept, the backtracking, we need to apply backtracking method, and the desired solution must be expressible as an n tuple, must be expressible as an n tuple, in the sense x1 and so on up to xn, where xi is chosen from some finite set s suffix I. So we need to apply the backtracking method, and the desired solution must be expressible as an n tuple, where xi is chosen from some finite set si. So here the problem, here look at this, here the problem is to find a vector which maximizes or minimizes a criterion function, in the sense p of x1 and so on up to xn. This nothing to be the problem is to find a vector and which it should be maximizes or minimizes for a given objective function or a criterion function p of x1 and so on up to xn. Here the major advantage of this method is, once we know that the partial vector x1 and so on up to xi will not lead to an optimal solution, that m suffix I plus 1 and so on up to m suffix n, where it should be a possible test vectors may be ignored entirely or not. So many problems solved by using backtracking, it requires that all the solutions we must satisfy a complex set of constraints, in the sense more than complex set of conditions. Here there are these constraints are classified as two constraints. Explicit constraints, first one is, and the second one is implicit constraints. Coming to the explicit constraints, these constraints are rules that restrict each x suffix I to take values only from a given set. For example, xi greater than or equal to 0 or s suffix I will be assigned to all non-negative real numbers. So xi is assigned to 0 or 1, or we can say s suffix I will be assigned to 0 comma 1. Now we write the condition here, L suffix I less than or equal to x suffix I less than or equal to u suffix I, or s suffix I will be assigned to a colon L suffix I less than or equal to a less than or equal to u suffix I. Here these explicit constraints are the rules that restrict each xi value to take values only from a given set. So we need to study the explicit constraints are all tuples that satisfy the explicit constraint. It defines a possible solution space for one. And coming to the implicit constraints, what that implicit constraints, in the sense is simply it determines which of the tuples in the solution space it can actually satisfy the criterion functions. Here the implicit constraint determines which of the following tuple in the solution space I it can actually satisfy the criterion function. Okay. Now we see here the backtracking general method. What does exactly mean in the sense? Nothing. Backtracking is nothing but going back. It is, you very listen carefully, otherwise you won't able to understand these points. It is mainly used to solve problems. It is mainly used to solve problems in which a sequence of decisions of objects is chosen for a specified set. Is chosen for a specified set, so that the sequence satisfy some criterion. Based on that criterion function, we select the best path. Based on criterion function, we select the best path. When we use backtracking, if we have to solve some problems in which a sequence of objects is chosen for a specified set. So when we use backtracking, we have different choices. Yet sufficient information is not available on best choice, but we need to choose each sequence of decisions. It leads to a new set of choices. It leads to a new set of choices. How we can use backtracking? Backtracking is one of the most general algorithm design technique. It is a systematic approach method of trying out various sequence of decisions until you need to find that work, until you need to find out that work. That why we use backtracking. It is a systematic method of trying out various sequence of decisions until you find out that work. Here look at this diagram, all of you. It's a very important diagram, amma. This is nothing but start node. The start node will goes to another node. The start node will goes to another node. That is nothing but a dead node. Starting node red. I mark it red node, live node. Live node is nothing but it which can be further be generated, and all of its children being yet generated. Dead node is nothing a node which is not to be expanded further. That is said to be a dead node. A node which is not to be expanded further. Here red nodes I will mark it as live nodes. Here look at this E node. E node in the sense it is also a live node whose children are being generated. Those and that becomes a successor. Those and that becomes a successor. So that that node is called E node. E node is also a live node whose children are being generated. Those and that becomes successor. So that the node is called E node, successor node. Okay, dead node is nothing but a node which is not to be expanded further. Live node which can be further be generated, and all of its children being yet generated. This is the diagrammatic start node, live nodes, E node, last node it should be a success node, in the sense successor. Here look at this diagram, all of you. This diagram shows you one live node will goes to the another node. That node will goes to the dead node. That node will not solve, that problem will not solve, use it to solve that problem, that come back again and move to another node. Likewise, if we have to track back, going back, which is used to solve a problem, a sequence of objects of decisions are made. Here many problems can be solved by using a backtracking methodology requirements, and all solutions satisfies a set of constraints. It's nothing but a complex set of constraints. Look at carefully, many problems can be solved by using backtracking requirements or methodology, and all solutions satisfies a set of constraints. It should be complex one. There are two types of constraints. Already I said to you in backtracking: implicit constraints, explicit constraints. Coming to the implicit constraints, a rule that specifies how each element in a tuple should be related. How each element in a tuple, number of records, it should be related, that specifies. Coming to the explicit constraints, a rule that restricts each element to be chosen from a given set. From whatever a given set, we need to choose each element to be chosen from a given set. A rule that restricts, okay, that is nothing but explicit constraints. Here here we have seen some of the applications of backtracking. The backtracking applications we need to study it in further videos. First one is N-Queen problem, second one is Hamiltonian cycle, third one is graph coloring, and fourth one is sum of subset problem, and finally the last one is knapsack problem. These are the applications of coming under the concept of backtracking methodology. Now we see in the algorithmic representation of backtracking here. We see in here algorithm, the algorithm name we have given some backtracking. What this is, what the comment section we says you, this scheme describes what that backtracking procedure and all solutions or all solutions are generated in x of 1 colon n and printed as soon as they are determined. Okay, the scheme describes the backtracking procedure. All solutions are generated in backtracking as soon as they are to be determined. First of all, we need to assign k will be assigned to 1. See, now we have to check the condition. While k not equal to 0, do then check the condition if there remains all untired. Okay, if we have to check the condition here, if condition x of 1 and so on up to x of k is the path to the answer node, then if we have to write x of 1 colon k, in the sense consider the next step, we need to assign k will be assigned to k plus 1, otherwise else k will be assigned to k minus 1. Consider backtracking to the previous set. Okay, here likewise all solutions are to be generated in x of 1 colon n and printed as soon as they are to be determined. Okay, this is the concept of backtracking. Backtracking general method. Nothing. First of all, we need to learn about algorithm backtracking. A number of problems we have to be solved there. This scheme describes the backtracking procedure and all solutions are generated in x of 1 colon n and printed as soon as they are to be determined. Then k will be assigned to 1. If you have to check the condition while k not equal to 0, do if there remains all untired. If you have to check the condition if x of 1 and so on up to x of k is the path to the answer node, then write x of 1 colon k and semicolon, and if you have to write, consider the next step, k will be assigned to increment plus 1, k plus 1, else otherwise consider backtracking to the previous set, k is equal to k minus 1. Likewise all solutions are to be generated in x of 1 colon n and printed as soon as they are to be determined. Likewise if we have to take these values have already been chosen, so it is the b suffix k of x of 1 and so on up to x of k is a boundary function which determines, which calculates the elements of x of k which satisfies the implicit constraints, So there are certain problems which are solved by using backtracking. These methods are follows: sum of subset, Hamiltonian cycle, graph coloring, N-Queen problem. Okay, up to now, thank you ma. If you have any doubts regarding the topic of backtracking general method, can you please contact me. Thank you, one and all.